Today on the Chat and Chew Show.
I think they'll be like, why are you calling me every week?
Well, and that's true, right? Because, it's been going on for this long, right?
Yeah.
And so there is somehow there, and they haven't said, you're a bad friend, Betty. Let me not
Right.
talk.
That's true.
Or you don't care. I can tell you don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
Said that. So it seems like it works out in some way.
You may have heard of life coaching, but what exactly is it? And what do life coaches really do? We're experiencing a unique time in history where the entire world is sharing a profound sense of uncertainty. In the wake of extraordinary circumstances, we have had a chance to reevaluate what really matters to us. Some have made significant changes in career, family structure, and overall lifestyle. This increasing desire to live a more fulfilled life has made way for a welcome surge of life coaches. Today on the Chat and Chew Show, Betty will have a real-life coaching session with our very own Coach Roxanne, founder and CEO of Cloudwalk Coaching. If you have ever thought about seeing a coach, but weren't quite sure what they do, then today's episode is just for you.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Chat and Chew Show. My name is Betty.
I'm Roxanne.
And we are excited that you've joined us today. As you know, we are back. We were on break for the summer, and now we are in the fall, and we are super excited to chat with you again. As you know, the Chat and Chew Show was designed to empower you to do your relationships better. And we're all in a relationship. We are mothers and daughters and sons even, and uncles and aunts and friends, employers, employees. And so we want to be able to do relationships better. So today's show is going to be really special because we have a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself, Miss Special Guest, also the host of the Chat and Chew Show.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me on. This is cool. My name is Roxanne. Nice to meet you guys. What do we do here, Betty?
I know, really. Well, you guys, I said Roxanne is a coach, and there is something that I think that she's going to help me navigate through, and I think it's going to help all of you too. And Roxanne said to me today in our pre-session, so what would you want to work on, in her coaching voice? Before we even started, I'm ready to cry. I'm like, you know what, Roxanne? I would love to work on being a better friend. And you said,
that's a great topic. That's a great thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's exciting. And so where I want to start, and just for the audience, I'm going to go ahead and coach, and you kind of pick up where, wherever it's helpful to you, and just follow along. But I want to ask Betty, what does a better friend mean to you?
Well, I think in my mind, a better friend is someone who contacts you regularly. That's what I think. I think, like I was telling you, like I have some really good friends. I talk to them, I don't know, maybe once a month. I have one friend who I consider my best friend, and we can go like a year and not even talk to each other. But she's the type of friend that if I hadn't talked to her in 12 months, I pick up the phone, she'd be like, girl. And then we just laugh and talk, like as if we've seen each other, a few minutes ago. And it feels like, to me, good friends are people that you have a regular relationship with. Like my sister-in-law is another one that I consider a very good friend. We don't talk like that. But if I got in the room with her right now, we will be talking each other's ears off because, we're really good friends. But a better friend to me would be one that, you check in on them a little bit more often. Am I wrong? Like, am I wrong to think that? A better?
Well, where did you get the thought from?
I don't know. I think I'm an introvert. And
Uh-huh.
so sometimes it's difficult for me to think connection is I think more I need to recharge by myself. Because my life is always with people. And so when it comes to friendships, I lump them into like, oh, I need, you know.
Do you, the friends that you mentioned, because you mentioned your best friend where you can literally can go a year without talking to them, and then your sister-in-law, have they ever brought up that the frequency in which you talk is not enough for them?
No, but they've said little things like, oh, you're calling, kind of things like that. And it's like, oh, it's good to hear from you, type of thing. Which made me think, oh, I should probably reach out more often. But then 6 months go by and.
Gotcha. What is something that you do regularly, just that is more downtime, like that doesn't have to do with work and productivity? What's something that you do regularly?
What do you mean?
Like like watch TV, or
Yeah.
like you said, you need to be alone a lot to recharge. What are some of the things you do?
Oh, yeah. I like to read and not talk, if I'm honest. Yeah, like again, because my life is talking, like and my profession is talking. I am I call myself a re-mom. I'm raising my great nephews who are 8-year-old twin boys. Of course, I'm married. My husband's in ministry, so my life is talking.
Mhm.
So if I could not talk, then I feel like I'm being recharged. So I could read, watch TV, Candy Crush, all of that.
Now, your friends that you do want to be a better friend to, are their lives similar, different? Do you know? Let's say you were to call them every day, would they be available every day? What's that?
No, no, they won't be available. None, like the three friends I'm thinking about, they wouldn't, like, I couldn't just at 12 o'clock in the afternoon call them and they could just pick up because their lives are so full and busy too.
So it sounds like there is some compatibility.
That could be, yeah. Yeah.
So by more frequently for you all, so for the people that you realistically want to be a better friend to, more frequent communication looks like how often, a week or a month to you?
A week feels like it's too much knowing my friends' lives. So
Mhm.
maybe once a month would probably be more realistic, I think. I think they'll be like, why are you calling me every week?
Well, and that's true, right? Because I mean, it's been going on for this long, right?
Yeah,
And so there is somehow there is, and they haven't said, you're a bad friend, Betty. Let me not talk.
right. That's true.
Or you don't care. I can tell you don't care. You
Yeah, that's true.
said that. So it seems like it works out in some way. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, sometimes we have guilt around things.
Mm,
It's just an idea in our head. But if we kind of, iron it out realistically,
mm,
be as bad as we think it is.
okay.
If you, like you say, good friends, like they contact each other regularly. If you
Mhm.
call them every week, they'd be like, all right, we spoke last week. then
Yeah,
then it's like, because you're not the better friend for them, because
yeah.
you have to take into consideration their lifestyle as well, which is similar to yours.
It's good. You're making me think that this thought in my head is it seems like people who have like good girlfriends that they're always around them. And I don't know where I got that from, maybe from junior high school or something. I don't know. But it seems like if you have a good friend, it's like you're on the phone with them and y'all going to the mall and my life is not like that. And my friends' lives aren't like that. I couldn't just call my friend like, hey, can we go to the mall? Be like, well, maybe next week sometime, because of the way their lives are. So, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's kind of I guess the picture in my head. So I'm not fitting that picture. So I'm like, well, I'm not a good friend then because, if my friend called me right now and said, hey, can we go to the mall? I'd be like, okay, hold on, because I got to check my schedule. That kind of thing. So yeah. So maybe I have a false image in my head of what a good friend is.
Yeah, and then there is that reinforcement from television too, right? Because there are a lot of TV shows and stuff where it's like the four girlfriends, it's like Sex and
Yeah.
the City and all those kind of shows where it's like they call each other at midnight, and when the guy breaks up with them, they call and they all get together.
Yeah.
A lot of reinforcement of that imagery, but it
Yeah.
sounds like you've found your tribe in that these are people who understand your lifestyle because they have a similar one.
Mm.
That's pretty valuable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it's like the way that you friendship each other.
I like that.
The way you do it is you respect each other's time and
Mm-hmm.
give room for
Mm-hmm.
the different things going on in your lives, recognize
Mm-hmm.
we're all busy. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah, that's good. I like that, the way you friendship each other. So it made me think too, like if I had a friend who had some unrealistic ideas, the pressure that I would feel to want to live up to, why you don't call me? Why you don't call me? Well, I can't call you all the time because, that kind of thing. So yeah, you're right. So maybe I'm the best friend I could be at this stage in my life, and
Yeah.
not to hold guilt around it.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned a good time. I mean, I understand the improvement that you want, and you mentioned what was realistic for you guys is once a month.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to, not put make that an event for yourself and maybe even your friends, like, this time of month is when I check in with all my friends.
That's a good idea. I guess I could do that, because what usually happens is someone will pop into my head, and then I'll like just pick up the phone and call them. And of course they're like, oh. In fact, I had a friend who we used to be really close years ago, and we haven't like spoken in, I don't know, maybe a year or so. And I know she was really ill. I got really ill, and I sent her a text, like a pretty long text, because I didn't think she'd pick up. And then she sent me a pretty long text back saying, I miss our time together and stuff like that. And, of course, we should keep in touch, kind of thing. And so when someone pops in my head, I will reach out to them. But I think, yeah, that's a good, maybe this is put them on my calendar. And just to think about good friends. Because I mean, honestly, at the end of life, when you get, I'm looking down that barrel these days. All you really have is friends and family. I mean, you don't have stuff and and all the cars and dresses and shoes and all that. Not that I have abundance of those, but those things aren't going to matter. It's the people and the faces and the conversations and stuff like that you're going to remember. So I guess I said I wanted to be a better friend because I want to cultivate that in my life and not. But you're making me think I ain't doing halfway bad.
Not, and I do understand that one, and I like that better. Like, I like the idea. To me, what I heard, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but it's that you just want to prioritize your relationships a little more.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I were a better friend. Like, not that there's nothing wrong with that, but it makes me feel like you're not doing that good of a job right now initially, but you really are for the relationships that you have. But I understand that you want to prioritize those relationships a little more.
Yeah.
And the calendar idea is a great one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just to think I will contact my sister-in-law on these days. She would just fall on the floor. What's going on?
that's a really simple one because a phone call or a text or whatever can lead to a meetup, and
Yeah.
but it just moves things up to the rank. And I like the calendar idea because when we write things down, I think it's more it gives us a higher chance of fulfilling that.
That's true.
Because it makes it a priority in our minds too. You actually put the energy to type, like your whole body was engaged.
Yeah.
I need to call my friends
Yeah.
month or this week or whatever.
Yeah.
Great idea. So
Good.
any other thoughts around being a better friend anything else that you think makes you a better friend? Is it just a frequency or is there anything else that you want to improve?
I think it's just the frequency, because I think when I do talk to my friends, I'm fully there. You know what I mean? I'm not like doing other stuff. When I'm talking to you, I pull away from all the everything and I talk to you. So I'm not, so I feel like that once I'm in talking to you, I'm there. I'm listening. I feel empathetic to whatever it is that you're going with, going on in your life and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, and that's probably why you need the time alone to recharge, because you're so engaged when you're present with people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
probably you might want to do like the time with your friends once a month, and then like literally right after plan some time for yourself. So you
Okay.
charge. So you don't feel like, oh, I did that. And that's a bad feeling afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plan charge time too.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that this is important for people who are listening, is that our friendships are so vital to I think our mental health too, because if you live life by yourself, you can think, your mind can take you so many crazy different places. And so just having somebody that you can say, hey, what you think about this? They don't have to be a coach or a counselor. They can be like, girl, you crazy. That's not true or whatever. Or things that we believe about ourselves that our friends can say, no, you're not that way. And you're like, I'm not, or yeah, you are that way. You need to change. I had a good friend call me one time because people were getting on her about her attitude and behavior. And she said, I wanted to call you and find out, am I that way? And I mustered up enough courage to say, yeah, you are that way. She was like, I am. But I think cultivating friends in our lives and not think I don't need nobody, because that's how we live oftentimes. Like, I don't need nobody, but being able to do your friendships well, I think is hugely important. Anyway.
I agree. It's funny. I just heard Les Brown, an interview with Les Brown, right? And I don't know if he got over a cancer a few years back. Yeah, he had cancer. And they thought that, it was going to be terminal, whatever. And so he asked, okay, what do I need to do to improve my chances? And he thought they were going to tell him, good diet, exercise, less stress and da. And the number one thing they told him was to have a good support system of people around you.
Wow.
The chances of people who recover are significantly higher when you people, family, friends, and stuff around you.
Wow.
Such an important thing.
Yeah. Connection is huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. You just, you don't need like 1,000 people, maybe one or two, people in your life. I think it is just huge, it's just huge.
Definitely.
Well, Roxy, I think I'm cured. No. Thank you. I'm going to get a t-shirt now that says best friend ever.
You too can be a better friend. Just
right. Good. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where are we? Oh, I don't know. How are we closing up? I thought you were about to close up.
I was. And so I was going to say, Roxy, tell people how they can find us at the Chat and Chew Show, but also tell them how they can find you as Coach Roxanne.
Oh, sure. So you can find me at Cloud Walk Coaching. That's regular cloudwalkcoaching.com. And you can book a free clarity session there, and we can sit and talk about whatever you have going on to see if I'm a good fit, if I can help you, and there's no commitment required. And then also you can find us on Chat and Chew Show on Instagram and Facebook. So feel free to connect, leave comments in the below, and then subscribe. And I always do this thing for like subscribe and stuff, and I button is, but yeah, definitely subscribe, comment, and share our episode.
And we are looking for guests with a story. So if you have a relationship story that you want to get out there to the masses, please hit us up. And we'd love to talk to you and to hear your story. So again, thank you. And we'll see you guys next week.
Cool.
This episode is brought to you by the Chat and Chew Company. Host Betty Jones, co-host Roxanne Brew, producer Vanessa Outland, and music by Elwood Jones.